Good evening, everyone. Welcome to SPY Intraday Price Action Recap on Mivan Charts. Today, SPY opened a gap up and closed around this resistance, which was a previous support, printing a dragonfly doji candle. After opening gap up, sellers were trying to push the price down till this level, and buyers stepped in at this support, which was previous resistance, and pushed the price back up near to the opening of today's price. Moving on to hourly time frame. On hourly time frame, after rejecting from this resistance level on the daily time frame that we marked, price came down to test this inverse fair value gap or this previous resistance, which turned as a support and printed a hammer candle followed by a bullish engulfing candle. Then again saw a rejection from the same resistance area. Again retested the same support to print another bullish engulfing candle at the last hour of the session and closed near to the opening price of today's session. Moving on to 5 minutes time frame for intraday price action analysis. After gapping up, it was just consolidating for the entire day within this range. After opening gap up, price retraced back into this inverse fair value gap zone we marked on the hourly time frame and printed a hammer candle followed by a bullish engulfing candle on 5 minutes time frame, which led the price to move back up to test the resistance, our opening price of the session today. And again it pulled back to the same support level, forming a bullish candlestick pattern at the support level. An inverted hammer and candle and followed by a bullish engulfing, which closed more than 50% of this long bearish candle, which led the price to retest the same resistance again. Moving on to 15 minutes time frame. On the 15 minutes time frame also, price printed a hammer candle collecting liquidity below high EMA and taking support from this inverse fair value gap zone on the hourly time frame we marked. Then printed a bullish engulfing candle, which led the price to move and test this opening price of today's session, then pulled back again to test 20 EMA on 15 minutes time frame where it printed a bullish engulfing candle, which again led the price to go and test this resistance level and closed around the opening price of today's session. Looking at the hourly time frame, the RSI is now above 70%, so the price may either go and test 79.5 or 681.5 level before retracing back to test this gap. Looking at Walmart, today Walmart printed a bullish engulfing candle, taking support from this fair value gap level, also collecting the liquidity below 20 EMA and breaking out this bull flag with significant volume. So it may go and test 131.5 and 134.5. Looking at Kroger today printed a hammer candle with long downside wick, taking support from 200 SMA, where it opened the gap down today and breaking this uptrend, but price hasn't break the structure of this higher low. Just took support from this 200 SMA and collected the liquidity below this fair value gap. Also, it closed above these two lows, internal lows. If it prints a candle closing inside this uptrend line and mitigating this gap, then Krager may go and test this all-time high of 76.6. And it traded significant volume today. Looking at the weekly time frame of Krager, on the weekly time frame, after collecting the liquidity from this high, it pulled back to test 20 EMA as well as this fair value gap. So far, the candle looks good. We have two more sessions for the week to complete. So if it holds and close above this 71.5, then it will test 76.5. ELTR today printed a bearish engulfing candle, even though it opened gap up, rejecting from this gap as well as this resistance level. Earlier, it formed a double top near 200 SMA and came all the way down to test these gaps. Now it retraced back to test this neckline of this double top and printed a bearish engulfing candle. We may come and test 126, the swing low, followed by gap between 110 and 115. Looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin have been taking support at this level 65.8k many times. Earlier it had a fake out here, which led a price to move all the way up here to test this resistance around 74.8k and pulled back to test this support again. Now on Tuesday, it printed a bullish engulfing candle, collecting liquidity below 20 EM and daily time frame and closing above this fair value gap. And currently seeing rejection from this fair value gap and pulled back into test the support levels on lower time frame. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, just pulled back to test this gap. So far the candle looks good, collecting in the liquidity below this low. We also have a 20 EMA crossover to 200 SMA on 4-hour time frame. So if this level holds, we go and close above this fair value gap, then Bitcoin may go and test this high or even this resistance at 78.7 followed by the major resistance at 84.5. Thank you for watching.